Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What's up? It's your boy Doggie Diamonds, another episode of Doggie Diamonds No Filter TV. No Filter TV, that don't make no sense. Doggie Diamonds TV, No Filter, which I take all these audios and eventually put them on iTunes and everything. So this is actually really a podcast. I don't have my watch on, what the hell? And I don't even have no water. Tonight, very explosive show. Let me just bring him on the screen really quick. Hold on. There go the bro right there. So tonight is Social Show. So I've known this man for a very, very, very long time. I first met him with Cuban Link, DTF Radio. The first time I interviewed Cuban Link. Then the second time that I met him and was around him, Bang Bang Boogie days. You know what I'm saying? So this
Hey,
man has been around. Introduce yourself to the people.
yo, peace to everybody out there in the world, man. How y'all doing? My name is Gilly. Pure is the brand, Buddha is the brand, Buddha is the fashion. I'm from the Bronx. And
Okay.
peace to the world.
And to qualify yourself, you were in relation to Big Pun. What was your relation with him?
Well, I was when I first started working with Pun, I was his personal assistant,
Okay.
and then I worked my way to being his road manager and road managing the whole Terror Squad next to Full Flex,
Mm.
which was the acting manager of Terror Squad, but I was like under his tutelage. So him and Mickey Benson, they taught Mickey Benson deals with Ice-T. So they taught me, the managerial game. And I went on from there.
So if when this goes out, nobody can't say I don't even know who this guy is. Nobody can't say that. That's what I wanted to.
I mean, only the ones that want to act like they didn't see Waldo. You know what I mean? Well, I've always
Yeah,
been in the picture, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Just you
yeah.
have to find me,
And
you
and
know.
and and to even qualify you a little bit more, what do you have behind you?
Oh, I don't know if y'all can see it. My platinum plaque that I got from Loud Records when Pun was certified double platinum, and it was sent to me, Gilly. It was sent to me, Gilly. I don't know if y'all could see it, but it was sent to me, man. It was a blessing, and I thank I thank everybody that was involved, really. You know what I mean?
And everybody
So
can't get
let me see if I can
those.
show y'all.
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
y'all?
yeah.
No, I mean this was sent to me by the record label. I mean people could get them; they would have to buy them, but this was like my trophy. Like this is
Got you.
like when we won the championship type shit.
Got you. So
You know.
where did you meet Pun?
Well, I met Pun. I met Pun one day. There was in my man Little Hack's house,
Mm-hmm.
original Terror Squad, Little Hack, and we was doing some extracurricular activity up in there. So, um, Pun, Cuban, Sace, my cousin, the sick one, Tomb. They were around the dinner table at the time, and they were just going in like everything that he did with Capital Punishment, all his joints, like all his albums. He already had a lot of shit, already in his brain. And so they were going around the dinner table just like a cipher, and I kept getting distracted on what I was there to do. And man, to one point I just stopped and I was like, "Yo, bro, you serious, my nigga? Like, you serious?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm serious." And I told him, I said, "Yo, bro, word of life, you ever make it, my nigga, I'll quit what I'm doing and I'll definitely come work with you."
Mm.
He said, "You would really do that?" And I said, "Yeah, bro, I'm tired of this life." And
Mm.
he held me to that. And a whole year and a half later, when he blew up, that nigga came looking for me. He was like, "Yo," he saw my brother Marcus. My brother used to run with Joe and Pun before me. I was already neck deep in the streets. And he saw my brother. He was like, "Yo, you look like somebody I know." And Gilly, and my brother was like, "Yeah, that's my brother." And then he was like, "Yo, call him right now." So, and then after that, shit just took off.
So you was you there for the making the capital punishment, or you came after?
No, no, I came when he was shooting the video with Joe the singer, this the remix.
Still not a player
He,
remix. Yeah.
yeah, he invited me to that video shoot, and that's when after he saw my brother was like, "Yo, Pun want to see you and come down to the video shoot." So I went down there, and then like we rekindled our relationship. Like me and Pun was like, we always know each other from seeing each other in the streets, but we always got along and we was always cool with each other. So we already had that respect for one another. He was younger than me, so
Yeah. And also, it was at a particular point from what I'm hearing, you actually lived with y'all. You lived in the same crib with him.
oh yeah, nah, well, yeah. Once stuff was rolling, I used to work with Liza a lot. Like I was really Liza's assistant with Pun because he
Okay.
was a handful, and she had the kids, and Pun was a handful, and so I took the initiative to really develop, be a part of an artist development. You know what I'm saying? Like to really be on hands on, and Pun required a lot. So I was there to assist his wife with him. And that's why he was like, you gotta be my personal assistant. So I took that like, oh shit, like I'm a nanny like type shit. So, I gotta be with him, with his wife, with the kids, whatever they needed. You know what I'm saying? Gilly was the go-to guy.
And at this time, what did he bring for the Puerto Ricans? Like how did the Puerto Ricans feel?
Well, it was a victory, like because I know you've heard this many times over, and we've heard many rappers say like, Puerto Ricans and blacks, African Americans, whatever. I don't even see that, but we created hip hop. Like right now, I'm still in Bronx River, so
Mm,
it was created in Bronx River. So, and I'm from Fox Street, so that shit was all South Bronx, everything KRS One mentioned, but it brought, bro, it brought the title home, a well-deserved title that we were at the beginning of this.
mm.
You got Prince Marky D, God rest his soul. A lot of Spanish rappers, Tito from the Fearless Four. You know what I'm
Devastating
saying?
Tito.
Like,
Devastating Tito.
right.
Yeah, you
You,
gotta
you
say
get what I'm
here.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So so it was like, wow, man, we finally did it. And with Pun, we had that street vernacular. Pun had that, like he said, they be swearing I'm blacker than coal. So you couldn't understand if he was, Spanish is we're from that's Spain. But
Hmm.
for being Puerto Ricans, yes, man, we made a mark, bro. And we were supposed to, create our own lane with the reggaeton market that came shortly after Pun.
Hmm.
And it wasn't never conquered. It stood over there on the other side. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like on the record label side, and and control that as Terror Squad as being Puerto Ricans, and then the Puerto Rican boom came with the reggaeton. Like I thought, we as Terror Squad, that would have launched us into another atmosphere as far as being solidified in the rap game as the Latinos that bring in, the mixture into the music. So that was a ball that was dropped. That should have been our lane. Like that, nothing. It shouldn't have gone through nobody but Terror Squad label. It shouldn't have gone under no Universal, maybe as a Big Brother or Loud or whatever. But it should have been Terror Squad first. Like we should have been in Puerto Rico talking to the dudes out there and be like, "Yo, bro, we need to claim our lane," and that wasn't done. So that was a disappointment to me.
So you was very close with Pun. Did he ever tell you about bad business?
Well, I mean, he he just always prepared me, and we talked, we argued a lot, and had differences, but good differences, you know what I'm saying. But he always used to say to me, and this is no lie, bro, I fry if I'm lying on this one, but he used to always say, yo, when I go, like, it's shit gonna get different for y'all, because
Mm,
people already knew that certain people weren't wanted around, but had to be around because Pun kept us around. You know what I mean? But if people had their way at the time, they would have been like, nah, because they did try it. They tried it with all of it. They tried it with me. They lied on my name, and me and Pun had we separated for like a year and a half, and then that's when he went up from 500 to like 700 pounds.
whoa.
Because I was just trying to work him as much as I could. Like I would try to change his diet when he was around me. So it'd be like more tuna fish sandwiches, more turkey and cheese sandwiches, let alone, the other big meals that he used to always want and inquire with. And if he asked me for a Big Mac, I put wasabi in that shit. So
It'll
he be
burn his mouth.
looking
He'll
at
never
me,
want it again.
right? No, and then he'll look at me with an attitude, but then he'll play a trick on me. Like I was the one he used to always wet dream me. Like whenever I fell asleep, he'd throw buckets of water on me. So that was like the game we played with each other. Like, you know,
Mm.
yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
so
Been
it
20 years though, so don't mind me if I pause and I start looking around like
nah, that's
it's
your guy, and this is a
yeah,
this
man.
is a
Good
sell.
guy. Joe, let me explain though too. Like I play Little League with Joe. Me and Joe know each other since we were 10 years old.
Oh wow.
It's not like I met Joe through the game. Like, I know Joe since he was 10, his mom, his dad, his brother, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like, like I can't sit here and badmouth to the wrong, you know what I'm saying? But I could just definitely say we have a lot of differences, and he didn't look at us like he looks at some of his peers, and that's sad because we were the ones who started with you. You know what I mean? And we have potential.
So it was a particular time where he wanted you felt like Joe didn't want y'all around, or some of the people didn't want y'all around because y'all was team pun.
Well, I was Team Terror Squad. I
Okay.
was I was Team Terror Squad, but Pun gave me my opportunity. Joe gave me my opportunity too, because when we was younger, and we used to go do shows with him, and we used to hold him down, of course, because during that time, like all the real street dudes, that all the legends that people glorify, they already had went up north forever. So Joe was out here. A couple of us were sprinkled around, and Joe created something, and we was like, wow, man, heck yeah, we bigged them up. We was like, no doubt, brother. Like, we with you. Like, fuck whatever crews we came from or whatever blocks we ran on. Nah, bro, you bringing it for the Puerto Ricans. This before pun. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
bringing it for the Puerto Ricans. So we rocking with you. Like, yeah, I used to go take the bootleg tape type shit. Like, yo, come on, get it. Like, we used to get up in the MPV, me and him and a couple other brothers. And he probably did that with a lot of people, but I was part of that as well. And we go take all the bootlegs from the bootleggers and
Oh,
just
y'all
try
was
to
running
help them.
down on the street. They dropping them out. Yeah,
Oh
because that
yeah,
was big in New
absolutely.
York, man. So y'all was going
Yeah,
Canal Street,
absolutely.
definitely. Canal Street was
Oh, we was
crazy.
all over
Yeah,
Canal
yeah,
Street, Spanish Harlem,
yeah.
Bronx, Fordham, like all that shit. Like we used to just get in his car and go. I believed in him, bro. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna front. Like, you know what I'm saying? Again, like I said, it's been 20 years of differences, and to the point where, we'll get to that point when you're ready
Yes.
to ask them
Yeah.
questions. Absolutely.
So Pun at one point, what was Pun's weight when you first got around him? Was it 5?
Nah, he was about 450, like 400, like 450.
450. So when he says,
Yeah,
I just lost 100 pounds, I'm trying to live,
right.
what was his weight at that time?
About five and a half.
So he's at five and
But yeah, about five and a half. But like when he was going to Duke University to the Fat Farm, I found
mm-hmm.
out later on through some very, very credible people that he was asking certain people, and we'll get the names if you want to. I don't give a fuck, but he was telling them, yo, send me boxes of this and that, and they would send it. You know what I mean? So in
Food?
the
Food?
yeah, junk food, like junk food and shit like that. So, and I found out that through some real credible people, you know what I'm saying? So, and dudes told me, they're like, yo, Gil, I didn't want to tell you this, but I had to tell you now, because I guess the guy that used to do it is no longer down with them. I think that's the macho. That is macho. I'm not going to say the macho guy because I grew up with all of them. So I'm not going to front like I don't know none of them.
So you saying
But,
Macho
he
used to
felt,
send him the bad food, even though.
yeah, the boxes. Yeah, I guess I don't know. And they used to send him shit, and my man told me that, man. He's a credible dude. They graffiti artists. You already know who the number one graffiti artists in the world are, and they know me. And he told me that day, and I was like, I was kind of crushed because you know. And then Pun was the type of dude which every king wants his little gestures around, to say yes. I'm not a yes man, so I'll be like no. I'll knock that shit out of his hand, a bucket of chicken. I'll pop it in the sky, like I'll just pop it up, and all that shit'll fall, and I'll laugh and I'll walk away from him, and he look at me, and I just. Yeah, man, it's just sad, bro. But Pun didn't only die of obesity, bro. He also died of a broken heart. People don't see that. Like people
Mm.
don't see that Pun died of a real bro. He just wanted to be loved by his mom, and she's a great lady. His grandma loves him. I still talk to his grandma till today. His wife Liza. He always cared about the love she had for him, and but I guess God had his destiny for him. Whatever way he was rolling, it was the way he had to roll.
How did he feel about the music industry though, in the business?
It was his. It was
Mm.
his. He
Mm.
felt like he was the Jordan of rap for real. Like he was a Tyson. Like he wanted to uh compete lyrically with the best of them, and then just come up with these creative thoughts and these creative metaphors and the way he put it together. I used to just look at him and be like, yo, you fucking serious, my nigga? He used to be like, yeah, I'm serious. And it was dope because If anybody been around Pun, like Pun with, Pun had narcolepsy. A lot of people don't
Mm.
know that. And when you're overweight, you have that
You just
that
fall
symptom,
asleep in the middle of
right?
anything anyway. Yeah.
Right. So he would have his notebook on his stomach right here in his hand, and he'd be on his couch with a glass of ice water, and the beats are playing, and he'll just fall into a deep sleep, and then he'll wake up like choking, like he start choking. Then you see the nigga just start jotting shit on a piece of paper. He start writing, and then after that he'll wake up like, come on, we're going to the studio, and then my gosh,
Mm.
like, yo, you serious, my nigga? Like, are you
Give
serious?
me a crazy session you was there for.
Um, I, I don't remember the date, but I remember when the shit with Buju Banton. I know Mary J. Blige was in the studio and she heard that verse and she bugged out. Another time was when they did the shit with Nori and Jada kissing them with Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. Nah.
John
Niggas
Blaze.
used
So
to
you
be
that was John Blaze, right?
yeah. No, the other one. John Blaze was with
Nate,
Raekwon and Mac
Nature. Yeah,
10
Nate.
and them. The shit is regardless of rain or slow, sleet or hail,
That's
spree
choking
well.
niggas like a spree well.
Right, that written upon my hand, yeah,
How the hell?
yeah,
But don't revoke my hip hop card. Why the hell, audience? What's the name of that song? It just slipped
yes,
my
yes,
mind. Uh,
yes.
uh, uh. Yeah,
Champagne,
Nature.
champagne on the rocks, born the Fort Knox, Nazareth, shark salad with carrots, pork chops and applesauce. Like, who
Mm.
that's from the Brady Bunch, bro.
Yes,
Pork
yes, yes,
chops and
yes, yes.
applesauce,
Banned from
like,
TV.
bro,
Thank
like,
y'all. See, my
man
audience
from
is
TV.
the dopest
Thank you
audience
too, man.
ever.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah,
I'm fried,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like 21 years of just trying to maintain a stable mind and a family, because the game done changed and
Yeah.
you know.
So banned
But
from TV. So you
that was
see,
crazy. Yeah, Jada kissing them was like when you be like, oh shit, like yo, like fire, like man.
dope,
And even
dope.
when we did the Sex, Money, and Love with these people with Naughty by Nature's R&B group,
Next.
uh oh my gosh. Oh
Mm.
my gosh. Like they was just everybody used to just be at awe because they didn't know not only that he spit, but how he put words together, how he worked in the studio, how he worked with the engineers, and how he knew his melodies and all that shit was dope, bro. Like it was an honor, and I'm like the hood Forrest Gump because I've been around so many great things, bro.
Yeah. So when you say Pun died of a broken heart, somebody in the chat room said something. Who was the was his relationship with his mother his biggest problem?
Well, yeah, with all due respect to his mom, he just wanted it. Well, because we all come from troubled times, right? And like I guess, when you have a stepdad and, he doesn't, you not too much attention is put on you and then you're forced to do things you don't want to do and just to hear your mom say I love you and be there. She loved her son because any mother that bore a child would definitely love their son. But, especially when you're in this and the level he was reaching, it was just more ideal to see more family. But there's always family quarrels, and when money come, shit get different. So, but he gave his mother the world. Like I remember him putting her up in the Trump Plaza when he
Mm.
blew up with her husband at the time, and we picked him up in the airport, and he put her up there with Macaulay Culkin room and
Oh
all
wow,
that shit.
Home Alone. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he did, yo, bro. He did for his family, bro. He did, and
How
for
generous was Pun?
Oh, very generous, man. We used to just drive around. He used to be like, when he had the 600 Benz, he used to be like, yo, just close the windows and pop the sunroof. And he used to just grab a wad of money and just throw that shit up off the sunroof. Niggas be jumping on the car. And I'd be like, yo, he's like, nah, fuck that, bro. Let him enjoy it. I'd be like, yo, but the car, you like, nah, man, fuck that, bro. Like,
So
who
he
gives
used
a
to ride
fuck,
around
man?
the X and just throw money to the people.
Everywhere, even in Florida.
Wow.
He used to go down to like Opalaka. He used to go down like, because his family, his moms and his sisters live down there. So,
Mm-hmm.
Punt from the hood. So he'll go to any hood. So he would go like to Opalaka, Liberty City, and he'll drive with Booby or his Uncle Joe, and they'll do the same thing.
Mm. Wow.
He'll just throw money to people. He'll just give it because he just had a loving heart. And he wanted to be loved, man.
Yeah.
He
It comes a point where did you see him? Was it a point where he ever was sick, or did he just pass away?
he was never sick, bro.
Mm.
Like, yo, bro, like sick with jokes, I would say, because like one time he called my when I was staying, I was in my mom's house at the time, and he called my house at 4 in the morning. And my mother's like, "Mira Gilly, mira Pun." And I said, "What happened?" She said, "I don't know." And I'll pick up the phone and he'd be like, "Yo, twin, man, I just sprained my ankle, man. Run to my house at like 4 in the morning. I'm running over there. When I get there nervous, he pop out with the laugh, like, come on, twin, let's hang out." Like, I'm like, "Oh, this motherfucker's crazy, bro." Like, so,
Mm.
but nah, I never seen him sick. Nah, bro, that dude wasn't sick, man. Nah,
Eh,
he was healthy.
but his sickness probably was more mental than it was physical. And then
Yeah, I
then
believe
it manifests itself with the weight.
I believe that stress brings a lot of weight upon you and
Mm-hmm.
pressure and yeah, he went through some see a lot of people don't see that, like, we all have mental illnesses and nobody really identify with that part, like,
Mm.
when you see a nigga with over 100 guns, that's mental illness a little
He
bit.
loved
That's
guns
for
though,
me.
right? They said he loved
He
guns, right?
sure did. Yeah, he loved guns, but because he practiced his Second Amendment right. He always wanted to protect him and his family, and he was making a lot of money at the time. So and you know how the game goes. You dudes will run up in your house. They will try it.
I heard something. I never really got confirmation from anybody, but I heard that he was forced to sign paperwork. What do you know about that?
Nah, nah. I don't think he was forced. What happened was, from what I hear from Cuban and them at the time, like there was like a hip hop battle, and again, Little Heck, I'll bring him up. Little Heck is the original Terror Squad. And he used to always tell Joe, and Pun and them used to always tell Little Heck, like, "Yo, bring us to Joe, bring us to Joe." And so, Heck was always trying to make that combination. But Crazy Sam from Video Music Box had like this hip hop battle where whoever won first place was gonna get a record deal.
Mm.
So that was when they were doing full eclipse. So they made it all the way to the finals of that event. And they was big on Pun, but then that's when Pun went and did Firewater with G Rap, and they took him that day, to do that. I don't know the timeline in between that, but
Mm-hmm.
just talking with the brothers with Full Eclipse, because I was a very big part of that too. My cousin Cuban, Sace, you know.
Yeah. So
But yeah, he went and did Firewater, so he didn't go to the finals. So I guess right then and there, he got an opportunity. But the opportunity was like, if you sign me, you got to sign Sace and Cuban and Prospect, and that was the reason why he did it. And then eventually that was the agreement of Pun signing with Terror Squad, hoping that his twins get a shot at it too.
the twin thing was, who was his twin?
Cuban, Sace, Booby, his cousin Booby the boxer, myself, um, Joe. Joe was his
Okay.
twin.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Joe, yeah. Yo, bro, listen, at the end of the day, Joe put us into the AM. So you gotta give him respect for that. You know what I'm saying? Like but Pun co-signed us to stay around.
Mm. So
But
when was it ever a happy time?
it was a lot of happy moments. But
I'm talking
it
about
was
with the whole crew, with Cuban, Joe, Pun, Sace, I guess Prospect. I don't know who Prospect came through. Who did Prospect
well,
come through?
Prospect came through Pun, and Prospect was Pun's man. That was Pun's little protege. He was the Prospect, and he was super dope with it. I'll give you a story with Prospect. Prospect was in a car accident before they all got a deal, and Prospect was like typing a coma,
Mm.
and Pun couldn't make it to the hospital, but I think he sent Laza to the hospital with some headphones and like a Walkman and shit with a tape in it with beats. And I'm like, bro, I ain't even lying, bro. They said Prospect woke up like 2 days later after that type
Mm.
shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, it's just like they be some spooky shit. But not, I mean, there was arguments, but just no disrespectful arguments. But there was arguments, like Pun and Cuban would argue every night or after every tour, and you know, but I was busy working, my brother. Like I
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
making sure Pun shit. So even though I was in the front office too.
Mm-hmm.
But I just had to listen to it and help make decisions as well.
So, all right, it comes up a time. Where were you at when you heard that Pun passed?
I was in my house. I was in my house, and Reef Hustle. I don't know if you know if Reef Hustle is a good
No.
artist, and
Mm-hmm.
he was Pun's man. And Reef was working with Pun at the time because I had like I was working towards that was the time we had like our little differences, but matter of fact, we just rekindled our relationship. It was on my birthday, January 24th. We rekindled our relationship. We didn't speak for like a year because somebody said I stole some money from him, and
Mm,
then he went in and inquired, and then they went and told him it wasn't me. So he
mm,
came back and apologized because he fired me. The nigga fired me. He told me, yo, you gotta go. And he didn't tell me why. He was just like, yo, I just can't fuck with you no more. I'm like, what happened? He like, I just can't fuck with you. So I'm like, all right, fuck
mm,
it. If I ain't wanted somewhere, I'm out, whatever.
mm-hmm,
But I still work for the label.
mm.
So
And the
and
label
it
was
was
what? And the label was what?
it was Terror Squad, the label. We had our own office by Empire State Building, and I had no signed contract. I was just there, loyalty and word of mouth and a handshake. Like, yeah, I'm in. Like, I'm thinking I'm in. Like I made it on the team type shit. But unfortunately, later on, the truth came out. But
So you rekindled, and you heard
we
he.
rekindled, right? So on January 24th, we rekindled. He died February 20th. So that's 2 weeks or something like that, 4th, 10th or some 2 weeks after my birthday. So he went and did the Yeah Baby album. He called me to the studio because they told all his cars, which were all under my name. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Like I put all his cars under my name type
whoa.
shit, bro. Like he was my dog like that. Like, I did that for him, through the record. I had good credit at the time, always did. And so, the label was like, yo, can we put under Gilly's name? And me, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, bro. Like, whatever. So we went and I heard the whole Yeah Baby album with him. We sat there, we spoke, we apologized to me or whatever. Then he said, I want you to take the album cover picture of me, the Last Supper. So I was like, all right. So we went and we did that. And then he was like, yo, twin, we're gonna do this again. You're gonna come me down to the Fat Farm. I'm gonna be all right. I said, yeah, I'm with whatever you want, Pops. Like we did. And then that morning, Reef calls me and he says, yo, Gilly. I said, what happened? He says, yo, man, your man ain't looking good right now. I call Liza. So I call Liza and I said, yo, Liza, what's up? And she's like, yo, your man, he's out. He just passed out. His tongue is out. His mouth is blue. So I got out my house. I ran all the way to Forest by where Sace lived at, because Sace had the car at the time. So I ran all the way to Sace's house. I got Sace ready. And when we went all the way to the hospital, it's just like flowers for the dead. Like that shit is like word for word, like how everything went. That was crazy. Like it was the same shit. Like that's the best way I could put it. We drove all the way up there. By the time we get there, doctor said he was dead.
Mm,
He let us go in the room. We went in the room around him. We sat down around him for a while. We prayed. My man Loud was one of Pun's little dunnies. Loud, while we was there, Loud braided Pun's hair and he cut it pieces. So he has a lock of Pun's hair.
mm.
So Loud got a piece of Pun with him. We all do. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Yeah.
who came to the hospital?
Everybody,
Okay.
even Rich Isaacson, like even like the label execs and but I never seen the autopsy to verify what was the actual cause of his death.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has ever seen that. So if you getting your little, sorry, not your little, but if you're doing your thing right now, with all due respect, man, maybe we should inquire on that. Like, what was in his autopsy? Because some people say that he was on drugs, there was a stimulant, but only way we find out if we know what was in his autopsy report. And nobody knows that. Like we know Michael Jackson's autopsy report, we know Janet Jackson, I mean, what's her name, Whitney, but we don't know Pun.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Pun, yeah, we don't know. We don't know Punch, and that's something that should be known because he's an icon in the rap game. So people should know his cause of death,
mm,
whether it was obesity, whether it was stress, whether it was just whatever it was. We should all, just so everybody could be clear minded and there won't be no conspiracy theories out there, right?
mm-hmm. So Pun passes. I guess the funeral I'm hearing was so crazy.
Oh, it
Um,
was beautiful. It was
yeah,
beautiful.
unfortunate situation was beautiful. So
Yeah.
y'all really got to see all the people that really loved him besides y'all.
Oh no, absolutely. But everybody in the industry loved him. Pun
Yeah.
had a relationship. Pun had an individual relationship with everybody he ran across, whether it was a superstar rapper or just a regular Joe from the street.
Mm,
He always made time for everyone, and he laughed. Sometimes he didn't want to be bothered. Like sometimes it's like you know how when you popping already, you got them cousins that all of a sudden come out of left
Yeah, yeah,
field.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, you know, I'll answer the door and then I'll be like, okay, wait a minute. And I'll be like, yo, pun, there's some cousins from North Carolina. And he'd be like, all right. So he'll fall asleep on the couch and they'll sit there and they'll be just staring at him for like an hour. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and he's over there snoring. And then when they look away, they walk to the kitchen, he'll open his eye and look at me like, can they go already? So, you know, and I'll be like, you know, I got to get him ready to go do some things. So, you know, we just going to let him rest. And maybe you guys will see him another time. You know, I was always easing people away as best as I can because, you know, everybody want to touch upon Mo.
Yeah.
And I was lucky to be a part of that. Yeah.
So how long after he was gone this thing started to change?
Um, well, it started to change, and this is crazy, and I'll bring this up, but it started to change. You know how when you have those people that like have the Make-A-Wish Foundation?
Mm-hmm.
So we had a Make-A-Wish Foundation for this. There was a young girl, I think she was dying of cancer, and she had a Make-A-Wish Foundation to meet the whole terror squad.
Mm-hmm.
So after we buried Pun, we still had to do the thing. So we did it, and the girl is sitting there, but then the arguing across the table started with Joe and Cuban and Sace and I'm there listening, and you know they just started arguing. I'm like, yo, chill, bro. Like we here with this girl, you know, it's a Make a Wish Foundation. You know, let's leave this for another time. But it kept going, and then that right there, Sace was like, you can hand me my walking papers now. I know I ain't ever gonna get a shot. And then Cuban and Joe kept going back and forth, and then after that, you know, again, things just got different. You know, things just got different. I believe Cuban went. The same people that made 560 clothing line through someone offered to make a Cuban Link clothing line, and I didn't think Joe took light or right to that. And you know, Cuban felt like, yo, bro, like these are the same people making your shit. So if they make my shit, you still gonna make money off of your shit and my shit, my nigga. So let me just go do it. So I think it was a little different. And me, I would have taught Cuban the game because we were very adolescent at the game.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would have went to the Jews that asked, or the people with the clothing line. No disrespect to Jewish people, I love them too.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have went to the people to the person and said, yo, you step to my artist and ask him if he wanted a meeting. Like you supposed to do that with me. Like, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna start his shit and you're gonna keep my shit and we all gonna get rich together. Like that's what I would have done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have thrown nothing, you know, because remember we were young kids
Mm-hmm.
in the game. We didn't know contract. We ain't no bro, when you sign a 17-year-old kid to a record deal, 18-year-old kid to a record deal, you know, you gotta talk to consent with the parent.
Facts.
There were no parents around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Niggas was grown men. We was grown men on our own. So, like again, with me, it was just word of mouth. They're like, "Yo, I want you to work. You good?" You know, Pun paid me, and Flex gave me out of his percentage. He gave me a percentage out of what he would make. So I was cool with that. I was making it. Plus, you know, we traveling the 50 states, and I'm getting 20 tickets per show in in Colorado or in different states. I don't know nobody out there, and I'm getting 20 backstage passes. I'm going outside and I'm busting them shits down. And
Facts.
I'm coming back to Pun with like 5 to 10 bands. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, where you get that from? I'm like, yo, homie, we don't know. I went outside and busted a move with them
Hustling.
tickets.
We got
You know
hustle.
what I
Yeah.
mean? It's in my blood. So I would do that, and that's how we eat. And they would bug out. You know, they would bug out like, yo, this nigga make it, you know, you make money, but I would give it back. And I give it all to Pun, and then Pun give it back to me because that's how I get down. Like I give it all to you. I want to see what you're gonna give me back. That's what to tell me how you rock with me.
So
And he
so it
always
comes a
rocked me.
point where I guess Cuban project is up. He drops the
Incredible project.
he
Incredible project.
who did we ever hear the project? We never heard it, right?
Yeah, it's for promotional use only. And I think if you try to buy that shit right now on any platform, it's gonna cost you a few dollars.
Mm.
But you hear the promotional use only in the background. And remember, when Cuban came out with that album, it was a lot of Spanglish involved with it. And it was just preparing the reggaeton movement that came shortly right after that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but people were like, nah, ain't nobody jacking that. Like, you know, we ain't, no, nobody want to hear that shit. You know, that's what people in the labels were saying. And our label especially were like, yeah, nobody want to hear that Spanish Damo Beso shit. But look what happens now. You got Daddy Yankee talking about gasolina. So Cuban prepared it and even Pitbull, like that should have been Cuban. Like that was Cuban's lane.
Yeah.
But
So
I
he
could
does
definitely.
this. So he does this Still Telling Lies to me. He has a Neptune's beat.
Oh my
We're thinking
gosh.
Cuban, he was a pretty boy back then. So we looking like, oh, this guy's about to blow up. What was the response for him when he did Off the Books? Was it because he, according to him, he
Oh, he
felt
was
like
a. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Felt like.
Joe had a little displeasure for him doing the Off the Books.
Well, yeah, but again, that's thanks to Pun because Pun again said if I'm gonna sign with anybody, you got to make sure Cuban and Sace are signed as well.
Mm.
If they're not part of my situation, I ain't doing the situation. And then later on, Pun was hoping that he could sign them to his own label, which would have been Foundation Records,
Mm-hmm.
LGP, Latin's going platinum, and he would have signed them under his label, where then Terror Squad would be the mother label, and then the bigger label would be the grandmother label. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just doing the chain, the umbrella. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Mm-hmm.
that was his hope.
So Off
Yeah.
the Books come out. This is where we see Cuban is like, well, this dude could rap. Then the Terror Squad album comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the love like when the Terror Squad album came out?
It was, man. It was. That was the time. That was the fork in the road. It was either gonna go right or it was gonna go left.
Mm-hmm.
So the making of it was all right.
Mm.
The problem is the first single that they chose was wrong. They went with the pun shit, with the what you gonna
Gonna do.
do when
I
pun
love the
come.
sample though. Oh
Uh,
my god, I love the sample. Only
of
person,
course, no,
yeah,
of course,
Tragedy
but
Gaddafi did a thing to that too. Yeah, I love that. But
of
no,
of, of course, but somebody should have, but they should have put the one where somebody called the cops when they all Terror Squad,
yeah,
when they all did it together.
is
So
that
like
Glamour
that would
Life? I
have.
think that's Glamour Life. Glamour
No,
Life.
the Glamour Life was no, Glamour Life was on I think it was on Pun's album.
Yeah, I just love that
Glamour.
record, man. I always thought that was a
Yeah,
but
no, the
that's a
Glamour
Terror
Life.
Squad song though. But yeah, I love that song. Yeah.
It is, but yeah, I think it's called Past the Glock on
Okay.
the Terror
Okay.
Squad album. Past the Glock,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
shit
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
introduced everybody, and then the second single should have been What You Gonna Do. But since Pun was already riding such a big wave, Atlantic Records, because remember Pun was signed with Loud Records as a solo artist, but then he signed with Atlantic Record as a group artist. So he
Oh,
signed as a Terror Squad group with Atlantic, and with Loud, he was a soloist. So he
got
had
you.
like he had a double situation going on. And then he was hoping that when they did sign the Terror Squad deal, that he had more hands-on with the,
Direction.
with just right with direction, with towards Cuban, Says, Prospect, and then Tony Sunshine, which was always always on the Pun took him in. Like for anybody to say that Tony Sunshine Pun did not take him under his wing and kept him, he loved him. He loved him a lot.
So you
So
have where'd Armageddon come from?
Armageddon comes original Terror Squad with Fat Joe.
Okay. So
He
Remy,
he
but
he
Remy
was
is also Pun.
Remy is Pun. Remy was brought by Sunkiss.
Okay.
Sunkiss was the one who brought Remy to Pun, and then I was like monitoring Remy's career for a while, even when Pun died. And then Flex asked me, to talk with Remy to sign her deal with them through Match Entertainment, which that was a slap in the face because you know I was like, damn, where the fuck am I? And I was like, I don't like, you know what I mean? So I ain't even get no fondness feel, nothing like that. But I ain't trip, bro, because I always ate anyway. I always found a way to eat. But I wanted out the streets, bro. Like I wanted it. Yeah, I wanted the
Mm-hmm.
same luxury that other people had in the industry. Like and I wanted opportunities as well. You
So
know what
all
I mean?
right, but so Cuban album never comes out. It never
It
comes
doesn't.
out. The
Only
it
flowers for the dead. Only flowers for the dead as a single,
love it.
and I believe that went like gold off
Mm.
the rip. Yeah.
Why didn't the album come out, in your opinion, or from what you know?
Again, like I told you, I don't think they were ready for it. And actually, bro, I saw that Rob Tulo, and again, I'll throw names out, but Rob Tulo, one time when the album was done, they told me that that's how it works. But I seen them take the reel to reel, put it in a bag, and walked out the studio with that shit when that shit been in the vault for the whole time it was being processed.
Mm-hmm.
But then they took the reels out, the masters. That shit went, and I said, yeah, that shit gonna get bootleg, man, and it
Mm.
did. And it
Wow.
did, like, because I don't know why that would go out, and then, all of a sudden, I don't know what happens behind closed doors. I wasn't signed with nobody. I was just there working, but behind closed doors, they had their differences where, um, they decided to let him go because they weren't going to push his project, and then badmouthing him, saying that he spent like almost $500,000 in Hennessy. Well, if you buy Hennessy from a Sony studio downtown, the price goes up from a $40 bottle to a $400 bottle because you bought it through a record label, and that's the budget. And you got to always get the budget on the kickback. You follow what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
niggas thought niggas was stupid. Like, we was watching all of this. Like, bro, we from the streets, so it's the same hill, different drill.
Mm.
You feel me? Same name, different game, same game, different name. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
bro, it's rugs, it's drugs, it's whatever it is, bro. But you can't bamboozle niggas, but you gotta play your position. You gotta hope for the better. And I hope that if I put my life in your hand, I'm trusting you that you will do the best, the same what you want to do for your life, you would do it for all of us. Because we ready to die for you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We ready to, we holding on the road. We the only Puerto Ricans on the road and this shit. So you already know, bro. We a 40-1 underdog, but we making it to the finish line.
Over 1,900 people in the room. Could we get those likes up,
Thank
please?
you.
Over 1,900
Thank you.
people. This is my guy
That's
Gilly right
love,
here.
man. Salute. Bang
So,
Bang Boogie. You already know. Terror Squad,
rest,
DMX. I did all that
oh
shit.
no, rest in peace to PO too. That's my guy. Oh
Oh,
my
the
God, rest in
Ulster.
peace to
Come on,
PO.
George
That's my
Brown.
dude right there.
Alabama
PO,
George
rest in peace
Brown,
to PO.
yo.
That's my dude.
Oh, yo,
So,
Mo.
so yeah, Mo, yeah. So we'll get to that part of what
Okay,
y'all did.
cool.
So,
Appreciate
uh,
that.
uh, it comes a point in time where he does Telling Lies first, right? Telling Lies came out first, or Flowers for the
Still,
Dead was first.
still telling lies. Well, they dropped Flowers for the Dead as a single
Mm.
because of what happened with Pun.
Okay.
But then his first initial initiative into the game was Still Telling Lies to me because he was a ladies' man.
Yeah. Hold the camera up to your
Cuban,
face a little bit more.
I'm
There
sorry.
we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. There we go.
All right.
Yep. Okay.
Since that my camera's over there, so it look like I'm looking
Yeah.
toward
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
left. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to.
It's perfect right there.
Yeah,
Yep.
cool.
So they was going from they was going for the ladies because Cuban, like I said back then, he was a pretty boy
He,
back then.
yeah, he was the ladies' man, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was thorough and rough and rugged because that was the name of their crew. He could give it up like anybody else, but understandably, we make music for the ladies because when you make music for the ladies, they
You
dance,
win.
guys gonna dance, guys gonna spend money. You know what I mean? That's gonna be in everybody's car. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make music for the ladies.
Yeah.
We can't be killing each other all day on songs.
So he gets dropped. They release him. So
Right.
when does the beef? Because there has to be a point where it's beef. And if I'm not mistaken, the night in Jimmy's of the incident, you was there.
I was right there, Doug.
Wow.
I was right there. I was right there, and so I didn't know Cuban was already off the label at the time. And remember, my loyalty is to the label, right?
Got you.
So of course, because I'm working. I work with Flex. I work with with Mickey. I work with Joe, and so we there at Jimmy's that night, and it's popping. It's Angie Martinez album release party, and it's star studded, man. Everybody and their mothers in there, and I see Cuban. And he kind of like gave me this look, and I'm like, he had a bottle of Hennessy in his hand, and I'm like, "Oh, yo, what up, nigga?" And he looked at me. I'm like, "Nigga, what up?" He like, "You my boy?" And I said, "Nigga, I love you, nigga." I said, "What's up?" I said, "Give me a shot, nigga." And he looked at me, and then he poured it. He said, he poured me a shot like he my brother, like we always did. So he poured me a shot, and I took a shot, and then from there I went to the VIP little section that we had there. And then Joe and them was there, and Joe Flex and everybody there. So I got me a bottle of water. I drank some water, and then Joe asked me for my bottle of water, and I gave it to him. He took a sip, and then he gave it back to me. But as respect to him, I told him, "Nah, take it. I'll get another one." You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like out of respect to him. But today I know it was the chess game. Maybe he saw Cuban give me a shot, so. I don't know. I'm just speculating. So I went and I got my water and I'm rolling my blunt. And then we're in the VIP and Sunkist stands up to the front of the VIP and Joe is right in the back of the VIP. So Sunkiss is nodding his head like this at Joe, and Joe's nodding his head at Sunkiss like this. And then they go face to face, and then Joe just popped Sunkiss in the face and dropped him.
Mm.
And then Cuban picked up Sunkiss and like tried to put his arm out to tell Joe like chill, not here type shit. And then he went and punched Cuban, and then that's when all hell broke loose. Him and Cuban started, scuffling, and they went towards the back of the wall, and then that shit was mayhem, security, everybody and their mother involved. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck just happened?
Mm.
Like, bro, we a crew, like, bro, like a chain broken here. Like, what the fuck? Like, we could have did this shit on the block and then go to Jimmy's all scuffed up, scratched up, and let the whole industry say, yo, these Puerto Rican niggas is crazy. But it just showed the changing of the guard.
It was over. You knew it was over. Watch your finger off the camera a little bit.
I'm sorry.
So Gil,
yes.
how come nobody really hears from Sunkiss about the situation? Like I never heard him speak about it.
I think so, because Sunkiss is a humble dude. He's a real motherfucker. Sunkiss, his rhymes, you hear him, he was really on America's Most. He went and did some time. And Sunkiss is a great person, and he ain't with the bullshit, my nigga. He ain't, he remember, bro, like a lot of us, we wanted the industry to get away from our regular life that we lived.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But we had a life, bro. Niggas ate. We ate. We made money. We ate. You know what I'm saying? So to go into that industry was to like kind of like say, I want to be an artist now. I want to be something that I was made for, and then live the lavishness. The little mansions in Star Island that we go to in these parties. And bro, if I go to your house, I don't want to live like I don't want to be you, but you setting a bar for me. If I see what you're doing, I'm in the same market. I'm like, yo, bro, man, I would like to be like this as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be in the block no more. I don't want to just go and just come out to go on a tour, go to club downtown, and then drink and
eat. And spit back here, smoke the rest of your weed.
And then wind up back in like Cinderfella. That's why Pun called himself Cinderfella, and I call myself that because it's like, all right, after everything happened, I'm back on my, like, okay, so what happened?
All right,
and then you're thirsty the next day.
So the beef was with Sunkiss and Joe. It wasn't Cuban.
No, not
Cuban was just trying to break it up and hold.
Yeah, he tried to break it up. Yeah, he picked up Sunkiss and he put his arm on, like, yo, chill, like, that's what I saw. I'm like, not here, like, it was Angie's party. And remember, Cuban wrote most of Angie's album.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Oh my God, did you know that Cuban wrote Spanish Fly?
Yes, he did. Song? He did tell us that in the last interview.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Yeah,
Cuban wrote. Speaking of writing, can you verify, confirm, or deny? Did Big Pun write Fat Joe's second
album? Yeah, and so did Triple Sage.
Well,
Sage did a lot of writing, and Sage wrote a lot for Pun albums. Some of them songs were Pun's was Sage songs too. You know what I'm saying?
But he didn't write Pun lyrics though.
Who?
Sage.
No, because they all wrote together. So it's like we writing together, you know what I'm saying? So, we piggybacking off each other. But for me to pen, for one of them to pen something and then give it to Pun, no, never.
But they did write for Joe.
Yeah.
Did you see them write for Joe?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
I even threw a little 2 balls in sometime. I even threw I'm the king of the 2 balls. Like Pun used to always tell me, I used to battle Pun just with 2 balls, and that was me. I had 2 balls only. Pun tried to make me rap. He was like, you want to rap? I spit him an old Spoonie G type of rap style, and he was like, no, be my manager, nigga. You could.
Fat Joe told me that nobody ever wrote his rhymes. He told me that.
Gizmo used to write his rhymes. King Son used to write his rhymes. Wow. Frankie Cutlass wrote for him.
Frankie Cutlass.
Frankie Cutlass. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with somebody writing for you.
I don't have an issue with it. But admit it. If somebody say
absolutely.
Yeah, if somebody says somebody wrote for you, it's because regardless of what anybody say about that man, his songs be fire. Fat Joe picked the best. He makes some of the best music in history.
I'll tell you, Fat Joe has a great and one of the greatest ears for production.
Facts.
He knows how to pick a beat, and that's hands down. and then he knows his concept. So, of course, if somebody helped him, but for if somebody helped him write something, then just sure admit it. No, nobody helped him pick the beat,
No, he told
so
me
that's
nobody has
where it all
ever
starts.
wrote his rhymes. He told me he never had a
Come
ghostwriter. That's
on.
what he told me.
I
Yeah,
mean, I
yeah, yeah.
guess, I
But
guess, I
whatever,
guess, I
whatever.
guess.
And
21 years later, like we in our 50s already, bro. I'm 51,
yeah,
so come on.
yeah. So the fight happens. When did you realize that Cuban was cut?
So once they broke him up, Fat Joe wound up behind me, and you already know. So I'm on post, and then as I see them rushing Cuban out the door, somebody say he cut. So I'm like, damn. So I verified with Flex, like, yo, what you want me to do? He's like, nah, fall back. We're gonna catch up with you. So that's when I knew it was the changing of the guard.
Mm.
Because all of a sudden, nigga, I'm driving these trucks, I'm pushing these cars, you know what I mean? I'm driving, and all of a sudden I gotta fall back. So when I go outside, I'm like, we're Cuban, and they like Remy put him in the car and they drove off. So I was like the tennis ball in the middle. Like I ain't that side ain't accepted me. This side told me to fall back. So what's the next best thing for me to do? Go grip up and go stand on my block and be ready for whatever. You know what I mean? And that's just being real, just like protecting my life because I don't know what's going on right now. Like shit just got crazy. You know what I mean? And and that's what happened. Everybody went their separate ways, and I went my separate way. I just went on my block.
So Cuban left with
So
Remy?
yeah, Remy took him to the hospital.
Wow. So she was still Team Cuban at the
Oh
time.
no, yeah, of course. No, well, we were Team Pun. Everybody should
That's
have
what I.
been
Let's say
Team
that
Pun.
Team Punt.
Right. Everybody and Team Terror Squad because we should have like it shouldn't have happened there. Like
Mm.
it could have happened. We should have dealt with that on the block, and we would have all had to do a Royal Rumble and jump each other, and because
And go
we
drink a
Terror
40.
Squad. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying, and then go with our gear, whatever beautiful gear we had on, go into the industry party, like and the record scratch, like, oh, what the fuck are these? What happened to who y'all had to fight with each other? So we good. Go get us some bottles. Like, no, we're gonna take over this game now. Y'all gonna give us our lane. Like y'all gonna give us our lane. Like this is a black and white game, so we're gonna add some song to it.
Yeah.
Now y'all gotta put some rice and beans in the middle of this motherfucking this game now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how you conquer. That's how
So
you
so
conquer.
so Cuban is cut.
I'm trying to get this right.
What's the next? Because I didn't understand what the next move. What happened after that? Like, I guess now you know beef is on. Cuban is cut. Where do you stand in this? Where are you at in this? Because it's a
Oh, they
family
ain't
fight.
fucking with me. No, they ain't fucking with me no more. They come to my block. Flex came to my block, and I say God rest his soul because he's not here. I respected that, but he was like, "Yo, we going a different way. Joe don't really want you around no more." And that broke my heart because I know Joe since I was 10, and
Mm.
I ain't never do nothing to you, bro. You know what I mean? So he was like, "Yo, so don't use the tattoo because I had the Terror Squad tattooed on my forearm because I believed in it. It's like it was our gang. Like, nigga, we gonna go around the world. I want people to know what I represent. I represent Terror Squad. You know what I mean? So I had shit I had on my arm. I had an Averix jacket that I wore that shit like I was an outlaw till the leather was peeling off that shit.
Mm.
Because I really believed in it. You know what I mean? So, they just told me that things are changing, and you know, you know, and but this was after we promoted the Yeah Baby album. We
Got you.
promoted it without Pun. And then, they told me things are changing. I was no longer wanted. So I was like, I found that, damn, that's whack. You know what I mean? Like, I was very loyal to the crew. I had situations in Detroit and Texas. And I played my part. You know what I mean? I gave my little buckets. And
So
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 I was like,
so
all right.
so
And then
what
they
you
told me,
heard was
and then they told me don't use the tattoo to try to get around in life. Like I was going to go run with another crew.
so he was just
I'm like,
telling you not Terror Squad no more, basically. Don't try to
exactly.
you. Okay.
Well, exactly. But you know what? Like my whole team is already doing football numbers, and everybody know who I come from and who I am. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Like I said, I wanted to do. I wanted out of the life I grew up in, and I wanted. But then remember, I did Moesha with Pun. I was the DJ on Moesha. So when
Mm.
Pun put me in Hollywood, I'm like, oh shit, y'all could be an actor. Like I didn't know, bro. I'm over here running these streets, and I'm like, y'all could be an actor. I could be so many things. Yo, thank you. You know what I mean? Like niggas want to grow, bro. You know what I mean? And I never got the opportunity. Or with them, I still did my thing. But
So basically, long story short, the whole pun affiliation gotta go. Was it that?
that's how I look. That's how I
Okay.
look. Except for whoever wanted to stay around.
Okay.
So
But you had to go. You was out.
oh yeah, I was out.
Why? Because he
Yeah,
felt you was might have been Team Cuban.
yeah,
Okay.
basically, yeah,
Okay.
basically, because I was always with Cuban because I was his road manager after Pun
I
as
got you.
well. Like we did, like even before Cuban even got a situation, we already had booked 80 shows for him.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I was traveling with him. We was doing it. He had 80 shows
Mm.
at 10 bands a show. So and this is before an album. He already had 80 shows locked in. So,
So
I'm running up and down with him. And then there was a little beef out here in the
and
back of a sound view. And we had to play Boys in the Hood. And, I had to be with my man Xavier, with that side,
mm-hmm.
with the Bang Bang Boogie, before Bang Bang Boogie side,
Mm.
to make sure that nobody heard Cuban or any of us, you know.
So Cuban also says that he was doing the shows and he was still breaking Joe off with his show money.
Yeah.
So he was
Oh,
signed
he
and
had to.
also so he was
Right.
management
I'm
he
sorry.
was signed to them, but also managed by them too.
Yes, sir.
Conflict of interest. Whoa.
Yeah, yeah, by far. But we put our trust in him to the point where hopefully we could have got our own situation, our own lane later on in life.
Got you.
You start out as an artist, and then you wind up when you graduate of being an artist or you retire, then you wind up being a coach or working as a GM, and
Yes, yes.
you do want to say like you stay in the market. You know what I mean? Like just don't get out the game. And we were all smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all were very smart people.
So when did you get back up with Cuban? He's cut. I guess you out of
Cut.
Terror Squad.
I'm out of Terror Squad. So I got family in Miami as well. You know what I'm saying? So I go down to Orlando for a little while. I got family in Orlando as well too. So I go Orlando for a little while. And I'm spending my money. I'm stuck in Disney World and in Shamu the Whale. I'm just sitting there like shocked. Like that was my own therapy. So I would go there every day with my brother and my brother Earl. And I would go there every day. And then one day I just got in the car and I drove all the way to Miami to my brother, my other brother. And, I stood with him. And then one day I went to a pool party. It was like South Beach shit. And I went to a pool party and Khaled saw me. And me and Khaled were friends at the time before then too. And Khaled saw me and he was like, "Yo, what you doing in here?" And I'm like, "What?" So then, I still had the Sky pager, the Sky pager, the big
Motorola.
scissor pad.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So and then I get a text and Flex text me. He's like, yo, you like nigga, you easy to get. You think we can't get you? Like, so I'm like, oh shit, this nigga Khaled just gave these niggas the drop on me. I'm thinking we cool.
Mm.
And he gave them niggas the drop on me. So, I stood there for a minute. I felt it until it got a little hot for me. And then, I slid out the way, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I made my exit. And then Joe had called me, and then Joe was like, "Yo, bro, I ain't got no problem with you, man. Like, me and you is cool." So I'm like, "I get it," you know what I'm saying? And then he was like, "Oh, it was Flex idea for you not to be around no more." So I was like, "Well, I get it. All right, so fuck it then. It is what it is." So then I'm standing down there, and I'm down in Ocean, and Cuban got a new deal with this kid named Jay Norris, God rest his soul. And I see Cuban coming up the hill in an excursion. The niggas is telling me that, he not really receptive of me as well at the time either, which I don't blame him. He don't know who's who. Nobody know who's on whose side right now.
After
It's a
Pun
who
died,
done it.
everybody was
It's
like,
a who
"Yo, yeah,
done it,
yeah,
right? It's
yeah,
like
yeah."
you gotta watch your own man. So I seen him coming up on the excursion. I'm eating dinner with my brothers right there on Ocean. And then I see him. So I was like, yo, and the car's moving slow. So he like look at me. So I went in, I jumped up on that shit. I jumped up on the car on the excursion. He had a bodyguard looked at me. I said, what? And I gave the nigga my hand. I'm like, yo, my nigga, you my brother, my nigga. Like fuck all this music shit, my nigga. You my brother, dog. Like, and I would have done that for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And he shook my hand, and then we didn't talk. And then we spoke that day, and then we didn't talk for a while. And then we finally when he got his MOB record situation, he called me back to work with him.
Mm. Okay, everybody, I want to not really speed it up. So it comes a point where who is down with y'all now, because you have all the pun people. So Foundation Records had who on the label?
No, the Foundation Records never started. It was MOB Records. It was Cuban Links label.
Talking about Pun's label. Because who has the rights? Pun has the right, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't Pun have the rights to Remy at a certain point?
No, because
Okay.
Remy, I don't think they ever signed an agreement. I think it was just a word of mouth situation at the time.
I'm going to talk to
But she was
somebody.
loyal. But I
Yeah, I'm
think
going to
she
talk
was.
to
I
somebody
think,
else because I
yeah.
think that she was signed. But somebody else is going to tell me that story that I think
Right, right. I
Liza ended
wouldn't
up.
know.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that. Like, but I don't believe she was because I was the last one with Remy before she signed to Loud Records, and I
Oh.
was who actually got her that deal through Flex telling me, "Yo, talked to Remy, and then Remy gave me her requirements and what she requested, and I gave it back to them, and they agreed upon it. And then I was there when she did sign that deal, and you're supposed to get a finder's fee for that, even if it's just a bone, and I ain't get nothing. But
Supposed to
I
get
worked with,
$5,000. Finder's fee used to always be
but
5,000. You
yeah,
ain't getting
well,
nothing. Wow.
nah, yeah, I got five, I got five fingers, so I see you.
Yeah, damn.
You know what I'm
So
saying? You know what
so
I mean?
okay. When did you stop working with Remy? Because you wasn't Terror Squad no more?
Um, No, I worked with Remy. I worked with Remy for a minute. We went to Baltimore one time to DC, me, her, and her brother Raye. I worked with her for a minute. It was dope. And then slowly but surely, like that conversation that I told you about, um, that they didn't want me around no more, so I just slid off, bro.
Okay,
I just,
you stopped coming around because they told you they
yeah, I
didn't want
just,
you around. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I found other things to keep me occupied. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was a struggle. It was a struggle, but I was occupied.
So
You
when
know?
do you hear that Liza's in a shelter? She's not living well. When did you hear that?
Well, we doing the MOB Records situation at the time, and Cuban and myself did go to the shelter to visit her several times, and I've always tried to bring some type of business opportunity to her through different people, whether it worked or it didn't. I'm sad for that, but I always try because my loyalty was to Pun, so my loyalty is to Liza as well because I helped her. Like I helped her with her husband, and I kind of actually worked for her as much as I worked for Pun. So she was
Because
actually
I want to just clarify something with the audience. When you said you helped her with Pun, it became a point in time where Pun, with all due respect, was a handful because of his weight. Like y'all had to really help him get
at the
around,
yeah. Well,
had to
well,
bathe
people
him, and
yeah, people right. People make jokes about me because I used to have to bathe Pun. Sometimes I have to hose him down. You know what I'm saying? I have to use the bathroom, and he'd be like, "Yo, twin," and I'll be like, "Yo, come on, my nigga, like you my brother." Like I would rip his towels. And then I would soap him up and I would hang him over the banister so he could, like a bear, he would soap himself down in the back. I'll rip his towels and soap him up and then keep the wet ones there and the soapy ones. So he had like a big washcloth. And
mm-hmm.
then I'll grab the head of the shower and then I'll hose him down and he'd be like, "Yo, twin, don't be looking at me." I'm like, "Come on, man,
Yeah,
nobody
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
look at you,
yeah,
my nigga."
yeah.
Like, my brother, saying that I would make sure his outfits were steamed. I would go down to get the steam machine and steam his outfits, brush his jewelry with, put it in ammonia like we used to do, clean the jewelry, brush it with toothpaste so it could be shining,
Fact, yeah.
all that, the hood shit, you know what I'm saying? And,
Mm-hmm.
make sure he had his shit, make sure he had his towels, make sure he had his chair, because Pun would only walk till a certain distance and he would need a break. So I would have to put a chair like, let's say 30 yards away every time. So I'll be like, "Yo, Pun," he like, "Twin, which way we gotta walk to?" I said, "We're gonna walk to where the chair's at." He was like, "All right." So I would pick him up. I would actually lift him up, and then we walk to the chair. He'll take a rest, and then until the next location. And I was always there for him, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was always there for him.
So come a point in time where she's in the shelter. What was and you said you was trying to bring opportunities and situation. What and to your knowledge, because Joe says he gave her $1 million. What do you know about that?
I don't.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
know about that, but I mean, if he gave her $1 million, kudos to him. But he should have gave her a piece of a commodity, you know what I'm saying, an asset, you know, on paper saying, you know, this is his royalties, this is what he gets, you're gonna get his check quarterly.
Mm.
I would have done that. I would have done that.
So she eventually has to sue him, which she went through, and
I heard that.
yeah, just end up getting his rights and all that. So fast forward, right now, in the X, he got his block. Big Bun Plaza is there.
He did the other day, man. That shit was so dope, bro.
Many people weren't there, but I really don't want to concentrate on who wasn't there, because then we start disrespecting who was there. Did you see Joe's explanation for why he wasn't there?
Um, he had some people there because I spoke to one of his bros, which is one of my bros, and he's like, "Yo, I'm recording this for Joe." He told me to record it, and I told him, and I hope, you know, I thought he heard it because it was live. I said, "Yo, just tell the man we you know, we should sit down and talk. It's been 21 years.
Mm,
Like we should all come to an understanding, knowing that we all made mistakes, brother. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we all should identify what we did wrong because our beef was supposed to be internal, it wasn't for the world to know. The
mm,
world got involved. That's why everybody chose a side, you
mm,
know. So um only he knows why he didn't show up. I would have showed up, and I would have maybe not spoke to nobody there that day, but just showing up would have brought a new beginning, and to say, "Wait, today's not the day, man, but maybe we'll sit down and we'll try this one day."
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, this is 21 years that this block was supposed to be done 21 years ago. And it took another congressman to do it. Or for my man Toby was the one who went through Liza who made it happen. And my man called me like 5 months ago. He said, "Yo, I just got put a block on Fordham."
Mm,
And I said, "Word." I said, "Damn, Ruben Diaz could have done that a long time ago. That's the Bronx Borough president." But he's on I don't know what side he on. I don't play the side shit.
mm.
But Ruben Diaz Jr. could have done that because Fred the Godson just died of COVID-19. God rest his soul. And Fred the Godson, not even 2 or 3 months after him being dead, got a block named after him
Yes.
immediately. And his block, guess what? It's my block. Fred the Godson's father used to be my center. So Fred the Godson was like my great, like my nephew. Because
Rest in
Big
peace to my
Fred,
God too. Yeah.
yeah, of course, that's my brother. And his father was my center on my basketball team.
Joe
He's
was
my
there for that
big,
though.
big Fred. Absolutely. And I wasn't there, and I was on my block. I had to
Wow.
work, so I went to
Wow.
work.
Wow.
But yeah, that was on my block. That's my block. That's where I'm from. I'm trying to fix myself. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, you good. And behind you is, for y'all new just coming here. Behind him is the Big Pun plaque that was
Yeah, my
given to.
plaque, man, my
Yeah,
trophy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's
Uh,
all I got.
so we're the block is named, and in your opinion, Gilly, because I think people, maybe Joe think I don't like him because I've given the family the voice. They don't have a voice.
We
Nobody
don't.
wants.
We never have.
Yeah,
I'll
nobody
tell you.
wants to interview. I'm the only person that interviews y'all. Nobody wants to
No,
interview y'all.
you're the second person that has ever asked me any questions in life. Nobody wants to answer. As a matter of fact, when they did the BT shit, Minnesota took me because you know Minnesota, right?
That's my guy. Yeah, shout out to Minnie. Yeah,
Right.
that's my guy.
So yeah, I love Minnie, right? So Minnie, one day when they did the a documentary for the BT, Minnie calls me and he's like, "Yo, Gil, they asking me mad questions about Chris," which is pun, but you know I only know him from Cozy Corner. But you know after that he went to Fox Street and Forest with you guys. I don't know that part of him. Come and do it. So I went with Minnie. And when they asked Minnie all the questions up to that point, and when they asked Minnie said, "That's why I brought my man Gilly." All of a sudden, the dude's like, "No, there's no more camera time. There's no
Whoa.
more we lost the hours up." And then, so I looked at Minnie. I'm like, "Yo, these niggas really try to play me, Minnie." Like, but it's all good. Maybe one day somebody hear me.
So yeah, because it could get misconstrued that I don't like him because I give the family a shot. But they don't have a voice. They don't have no outlet. And I'm not biased. Like I said, I love Fat Joe music. I don't know him personally. I don't know what he did to anybody. I just know what he say and I know what they say. But what they say, meaning Liza, Chris, Cuban, now yourself, I know what they're saying, but they never got a chance to say nothing, only with me. So they don't get on the
Thank you, yeah,
outlets.
bro.
Yeah,
Thank you, bro.
yeah.
Because you know what, people need to know because they're only getting one side of the story. So if you hear every side of the story. It's like watching a movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you could dissect what you believe is should be right and what you like. Like for instance, like with him going on the internet and saying, the other side and we don't mess it. But yo, bro, like we fought for you, and you could rekindle beefs with other dudes that you ain't even grew up around with, but
Mm.
you can't fix it with your own camp.
When you
You
say
know what I'm
fought, you
saying?
mean physically fought
Yeah,
places.
well, the Jay-Z situation
Tell the Jay-Z story.
all right, so it was my brother Marcus who got hit in the face with the bottle. It wasn't nobody but my brother,
So when they try to
right?
say Jay-Z got hit in the head with a bottle, that was a
It
lie,
was
right?
never that. My brother through Lillette. I don't know if you know these people, but they were big promoters downtown. My brother ran into some money. He was running with Joe at the time. And so, my brother was loyal to Joe. My brother was knocking niggas out for Joe.
Mm.
My brother knocks niggas out for Joe, right? And
Your
and
physical brother.
so my brother, my mother's son. Yeah, my
Oh,
mother's
they
my
don't get
mother's
no
my,
more
my,
brother
my
than that. But go ahead, bro.
no, my mother's son. So I'm just trying to fix myself, bro. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know this camera shit. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so my brother, he wanted to, my brother had a lot of money, so he figured he'll throw this party and because Joe and Jay-Z didn't get along. Why? Because Jay-Z used the hook from Joe's song back in the days, but
Bring
he
it on.
used,
Bring it on.
yeah, the shit, but let me do my
Bring
thing.
it
And
on.
if
Yeah,
you don't
bring it
know,
on.
then
Yep.
it's right.
Yeah.
So he used that. So I believe Joe felt like, damn, like he used the hook. He should have called me and I would have did it for him. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, so I guess, that didn't work. Damn, I'm trying to fix this
You
shit.
good
Sorry.
right there, Gilly. That's perfect. Yep,
All right,
that's good.
all right.
Yep.
So that didn't work. So my brother, through knowing this, and we're business people, me and my brother. So my brother, he figured, through Lillette and these people that were big promoters, maybe we'll do a night at the Carbon where Fat Joe would come and Jay-Z would come, and maybe we'd do a set and maybe they could talk. But we were allowed to bring like 50 people, and Jay-Z and them were allowed to bring like 50 people. You know what I'm saying? But then next thing you know, we're all in the VIP room and we were there early. Puerto Ricans, we there early at the
Yeah,
party,
yeah.
right?
Yep, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so, so, yeah, we always there early. So we there early, punters there. And as the night is getting older, like we noticing we getting pushed back into a corner. So we kept our end of the bargain, but Jay-Z and them didn't. They came like 200 deep.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So my brother's into it. Now my brother's celebrating before the finish line. So he's getting his little drink on. So I guess my brother went into Jay-Z's circle because we were like one on one side, one on the other side. So my brother went in there, I guess, to talk to Jay-Z. I guess to let him introduce himself, but he was probably a little drunk, and maybe the conversation came out wrong and they hit my brother in the head with a bottle. He came out with his head cracked, bleeding. So niggas like, yo, what? So they like, yo, they bust Marcus in the head. So niggas just started free falling. Niggas just started going all out. And Joe went all out. And you
Mm.
ain't take nothing away from him. All out, chased them niggas out the club like they say. Yes, he did. Saying we was throwing fucking shot glasses at everybody. It was on.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But we try to make amends that night, but I guess nature didn't want it to happen like that. But we were all Jay-Z fans before this. We all liked Jay. But
Mm-hmm.
when Joe said he didn't like him, then I guess we had to not like him either. Like that's like the Lakers and the Celtics. They don't like each other. You know what I'm saying? So we couldn't rock because I guess that business wasn't done. So we ran with Joe. We was like, yeah, all right, man. So but we loved Jay-Z before then. You know what I mean? And now Jay-Z manages him.
So you're saying he made amends with everybody that
Minus us.
minus y'all.
Minus us. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and because a lot of people have, I guess the derogatory statements that have been gone through the air, the backbiting, everybody, the fuck you, bro, I'm not here for that, bro. Because if I know you since I was 10 years old, I'm gonna let money change me.
Mm.
Maybe you might do that, and like my wife taught me that. My wife said, "Yo, you people's friend, but not everybody's your friend." So I
Mm.
learned that the hard way. You know what I'm saying?
Fellas, a lot of time the women are always right. They
Oh, listen.
say
Yo, doggy. At the end of the day, you cannot be a king on the chess table without a queen.
without a queen. I'm
Bottom line,
definitely agree.
you
So
lose the queen, everybody want to quit. You know that. You lose the queen, like y'all game over.
but I talk about we gonna build on that because there's a lot of times I done took people queen and they be like, yo, I quit. I'm like, yo, so you can't play without your queen? I used to play chess to
Right?
take my queen off the board.
Yeah,
I
I lose
showed
my
you.
queen. I gotta
Yeah.
run with my horses.
So all right, help me understand. So y'all brawled with Jay-Z. Your brother got hit in the head with a bottle. So for
Hmm.
years, it was on.
No, and
And
then and then my brother was, he was because that shit hit the news. So the guy from Fox News came to my brother, interviewed him, but my brother ain't make no smoke. Everybody like, yo, my brother's a snitch. This and that. So I told my brother, nah, Mo, just leave that shit. Like, we're gonna keep it street. So I believe Joe and them went to Jay-Z's office, made a hoopla, and they got some money off of him. Like, and my brother was the one with the stitches in his head.
wow,
And my
and
brother's a thoroughbred, bro.
your brother ain't get
My
no
brother's
money.
Nah, not at all. He had money, but he ain't get no money off of that.
That's what I'm saying. So okay,
And even with Carbon, I mean, even with Cuban and Jimmy's, like all of a sudden the tape got lost, and I see Jimmy Cafe till today. That nigga turn white. He
mm,
see me. He know. I see the guilt in his face. He give me the guilty look. Cause
mm,
bro, we ain't even say nothing about you. You couldn't throw my man a bag like, yo, bro, sorry this happened in my club, but here, get your life right.
mm.
Like, bro, niggas ain't do shit, so niggas ate it, but like niggas wasn't gonna like niggas was hungry, but we ain't still but we ain't starved, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Over almost close to 3,000 people in the room. It's only 700
Shout
likes.
out.
Could we get them likes up for my
Thank
man
you.
Gil and myself? Yeah, Gil. This is
Yo,
the first time you tell your story, right, Gil?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
I told it to a girl on like Facebook type shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
niggas in the hood know, like niggas in the hood be like, yo,
yeah, yeah,
Gil,
yeah,
what
yeah.
was it like? So, I walk them through it, my nigga. You know what
Shout
I
out
mean?
to
Because
shout out to my guy Goya too. He hit me. He said,
oh,
"Yo, yeah,
Goya,
Goya,
thanks
man.
to Goya.
That guy's so loyal, man. Woo.
Since day
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
Goya, Rappy, yeah, everybody. Shout out to my brother Mario Machete, shout out to my brother Commando, all my rat hunting niggas. Bro, all my brothers is just coming home from doing 35 and better, bro, 28 and better. So I'm happy now that my brothers are coming home. Shout
Yes,
out to Paulie, shout out to Chicken, shout out to Boy George. I'm from
yes.
that class too.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone though. Yeah,
Yeah,
me,
I
cause
know,
yeah,
but
we gonna leave that one alone. Cause some of them, but shout out to them and free, free the innocent.
free all of them, free
Yeah.
them all.
So okay. So the whatchamacallit is up. The thing is up. What I want to know from you, and maybe you can put it out there. Maybe you can start the chain of healing. What is it gonna take, in your opinion, to get Joe? Who should Joe speak to first to make amends with first, if anybody?
With Cuban.
Okay, because Liza won, she got her lawsuit. So
Well, they spoke. Liza and Joe have spoken before. I don't think Joe and Cuban have spoken ever in a
oh,
long time. So, they have spoken through, I guess, the
lawyers,
litigation, I
yeah,
guess,
yeah, uh-huh.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? But Cuban have never bro, Cuban had never ever claimed not one of his royalties, bro, not a one of whatever, his ass cap, none of that, or the songs he wrote. He ain't never, he don't care about that, bro. He care about the love he got love for the game.
Whoa. What you say?
Yeah,
Cuban
yeah.
never got none of his royalty, none of his money from.
Nah, no, that shit is still sitting up in there.
Wow.
That shit, it says too. It says too, it's publishing, that publishing shit.
Yeah.
They
Wow.
never get that. They never get none of that shit. 21 years, bro. Like
Wow.
that's what it takes. Like a nigga to give a nigga like, let's start talking, 21 years. 21 years, you think about even if it's 250,000 a year, bro, you still talking maybe $5-10 million. Maybe that'll start a conversation. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like maybe that, like, bro, that'll start a conversation. Niggas was getting 120 a show. Pun was getting 60 a show before he died. He was getting 80 a show.
Mm.
So what would the brothers would have been making now? So, and I'm talking for my brothers, not me. You know me, I only get 10% as a road manager.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I'm cool with 10% of whatever, but no, they need they do, man. You know what I'm saying? It was 20 years, they didn't get none of their royalties and nothing like that. So
So where's
or they
where's
publishing.
where's where's Triple Six at?
Sage is good, man. Sage is around. We talk
Okay.
every day. Me and Sage talk every day. Me and Prospect talk often. Me and Tony Sunshine's manager, Los Perez, he calls me all the time. Every time he's like, "Yo," he called me today. He was like, "Yo, but why your man don't shut up?" I'm like, "Why you don't tell my man to shut up?" I said, "Why you don't shut up?"
What
You know
what
what
you
I mean?
mean your man don't shut up?
Like Cuban, like he's like, why Cuban gotta go on the internet and air out Joe and why? And I'm like, yo, bro, listen, why don't you ask Cuban that one? Like, he a grown ass man.
Mm.
Just make sure nobody touch a little hair on his head.
Mm.
Bottom line, that's my little brother. Just like ain't nobody, there's nobody hurt my man. That's it. Bottom line, bro. He got the right to talk everything he want to talk.
So you feel like well Cuban when I did the interview with him, he said only thing he wanted to know from Joe was just tell me who cut me. That's
That
all.
too.
That's all he want
That
to
too,
know.
because if I'm under your camp and I'm under you, and somebody outside does that to me, like that means you never liked me in the first place. If you let that happen,
Mm,
you ain't even check the dude like, yo, bro, that's a violation, bro. Like that nigga's getting me money. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my artist. Like, bro, how you gonna do that? But who gave you that order? You the
mm,
Dawn, right? You the Dawn, right? The
mm,
Dawn gives orders. So that means somebody went and did their own move.
mm. So and
You
also
know?
Fat Joe believes that y'all. Well, he's probably gonna call you a liar too. He said everybody's lying on him. He said he never lied. You see that, right? He said he's never lied.
Well, I mean, you tell me somebody that never lied in their life.
Yeah, that's
Find me
true.
one. Only Jesus, brother. That's the only perfect man in the world. God bless him. It's his week. It's Jesus week coming up. But that's the only perfect man that I've ever learned about. We all lie. We all bend the truth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, but like that's what he said. If he believed that, then that's what he believed.
Mm,
But the proof is in the pudding, bro. You know, you could tell me anything you want to tell me, but my eyes are gonna see what they need to see.
mm. Um. So you good with Tony Sunshine?
I'm cool with everybody. Whoever want to
Okay.
be cool with me, I'm cool with. Cuban is my brother.
Okay.
Liza is my sister. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? I love that girl. Even sometimes Liza and I don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes we talk, sometimes we don't talk for months, but that's Pun's wife, bro. That's my brother's wife, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta try to be there as much as you can for them and support, at least lend the ear when you can, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? To just be supportive to anybody. Like, I'm supportive to everyone. Whoever I ain't got no beef for nobody, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You just
but
want the truth out.
but shit, no, yeah, the difference is, bro. Like, come on, tell the truth, bro. Like what you. My question to Joe is, why would you test our loyalty, my loyalty? We was very loyal to you, and two, um, did you forget that we're scholars over here? You're not the god around here. Like we all studied the 5%. I went to college. I played college baseball. I had a scholarship. I played minor league baseball. I went to University of Vermont for a little while. So I went to school in Vermont. I went to seminary school from seventh grade. I got kicked out of New York when I was a kid. So I went to a seminary school, which is a religious school. So you don't think that I have an education, that I have a brain? Of course, I'm a thug and bug. I'm from my environment, but bro, I got a brain, bro. Like
Mm,
I'm hustling to make money. I ain't hustling to just fall backwards. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm. So
And this is my logo now. It's called Pure.
I ain't got no hat,
My
but it's cool. I'm
I
about to give
got
you
you.
my
I got
PO
you. Rock.
box. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I got you,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That's light. That's light work.
Shout out to
And the
Do
color,
Mega
whatever
for the
color you.
donation. So let me ask you something. And this is something that doesn't get spoken about often. How much did Pun's children suffer throughout all this?
Oh man, I mean, you can imagine, bro. And you know what? Thank God for Liza to through all the turmoil to try to keep a level head enough that nobody went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs there.
Well, Chris told me in the interview right on his channel that he suffered from depression for a very
I
long
believe,
time.
right?
Yeah,
You
and he
see
was
what
the
I'm saying?
baby. He's the baby.
I was there. I was there when Pun used to put them in the box against each other. I was the cut man in the corner. I was always with the napkin, with the towel ready. Pun used to sometimes nod me away, like, nah, let him taste it.
Mm-hmm.
What Pun did was, I think Pun knew he was gonna go, and
Mm,
he prepared all of us. And people, sometimes you don't believe the person until they're gone.
mm,
And then you be like, damn, bro, that's what he was trying to teach me. That's what he was telling me. You know what I mean? Like when the niggas around, you be like, nah, yeah, right, nigga. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. But then when you gone, you don't hear it no more. You're like, yo, bro, does it manifested? So Pun prepared his wife, he prepared his kids, he prepared us. We were the only Latinos in the rap game. We traveled in Arkansas, Mississippi, Los Angeles, Atlanta, and in those days, there weren't no Puerto Ricans out there. They were labeling us Mexicans, which is all good anyway, because we Latino. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? That we embrace the culture, but we also come from African culture as well as being Puerto Ricans. We have African blood in us a lot. and we have Indian blood, Taino blood, and we have the European blood from the conqueror.
From the damn the damn thieves.
The
Yeah,
conquistadores.
yeah. Before we get off track, where could they get their hat
Thank you.
from, bro?
Oh, just my IG right now, bro. I don't even have a website because I'm like my shit. I want my shit on demand because it's
Got you,
dope.
got you,
You know what I'm
got you.
saying? So my IG is
Yeah,
called.
I make sure. No, but yeah, give
I
him the
got you.
IG.
Say
Give
no
him the
more. Say
IG.
less. Say less.
Give him the
It's just
IG.
pure. It's just pure brand of brands. That's it. Just write that. Pure brand of brands.
What I'm
It
gonna
speaks for
do,
itself.
I'll make sure that's the first pinned comment on this interview. So anybody want
Oh,
to hit you, they
whatever.
can
Yo,
hit you
doggy,
direct.
listen, man. Just the opportunity that you give me to speak what I have knowledge of. I thank you, brother. Thank you
Yo,
for even
Gilly, you
giving me the
always
opportunity.
had I just want to say something about you and your character. You've always had great energy with me. Like that's why when Goya hit me and said you want to interview Gilly, I was like, hell yeah, I know Gilly. I was there when we was in Union City, the Bang Bang Boogie session. I
Yeah,
was
we
there
started.
for
I
that.
started Bang Bang Boogie with me, P.O., Hocus, Lord Tariq, my son, and Cuban Link, and S1 that's in jail. He's
Free
about to come
S1.
home. Free S1. That's my brother. That was the bro. And we
Rest in
was
peace
about
to
to take
PO.
the world. We was about to take the world by storm. We made Billboard magazine, and then the next week the feds took everybody down.
Yes, yes. Yep.
Inquiring minds want to know. We was on Billboard. 50 was already like 50 was on us. He was like, "Yeah, I bang bang boogie," and then all of a sudden, I had a meeting with Tony Yayo, and he like, "What y'all want?" Like, you know what we want, bro? We want in, bro. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
want a shot at the title. And then the next week, you already know what happened with Bang Bang Boogie. And thank God that Hocus is free and his brother's free, and S1 will be home shortly. And
Yes.
Drop City is home.
And
So yeah.
like I said, rest in peace to PO. That was my guy,
Oh, the
PO.
hoster, man, George Brown, Alabama Brown, man.
Yeah, PO was and the thing that I don't like, I felt like when PO passed, that's when I knew Bang Bang Boogie would never be the same because he was like the glue to a lot of it too.
Oh,
PO,
of
yeah, PO
course.
was the glue
Yeah,
to Bang Bang
PO,
Boogie.
once you see PO
Yeah,
start
he
doing this with
started.
his
Yeah, he
finger,
do this. He started
it's
doing this
over.
dance.
Yeah,
Yep.
once
Once
you
PO.
see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Rest in peace to
Yeah, I
PO.
miss him. He's my dog. And he does Watson basketball with me. We do the Watson Basketball Classic as well. That's my tournament as well. So
Got
that's
you.
how I met PO. Mhm.
And S1, free S1, that's my guy right there. Y'all already know
Man,
my relationship with Hocus for a fifth. We ain't
my
gotta talk
brother
about that.
S1, my brother S1 was the Snoop Dogg of this shit, and Hocus was gonna be the Ice Cube of this shit, the new wave. And
S1
you
was
already see Hocus is on that level already, Hocus.
S1 was a gangster too. Shout out to the South my brother S,
Mhm.
man. Out of his mind. But I
Shout out to
love
Red
S1.
Child, shout out to Red
Shout
Child,
out to
shout out to
Jim
King.
Gang. Jim Gang.
Yep.
Yo,
And
you know it's funny, right? I ain't see Red Child in years because last time I seen him was Union. See, I seen Red Child like what you been lifting? And Red Child was
seeing lifting
Diesel.
houses, right? I
Diesel,
mean
shout
lifting
out to
cars, man.
shout out
Yeah,
to Red and Hocus was like because you remember I used to be big, you know what I'm saying? So Hocus was
I
big,
remember.
yeah, Hocus was big, you know what I'm saying? And he lost all the weight, so shout out to Bang Bang Boogie, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bang Bang
Yeah,
Boogie
man.
was the
Yeah, we gave
movement,
it a shot.
yeah,
We did Bang Bang Boogie because that was when the gang situation started getting more popularized in the country. And so we made Bang Bang Boogie shirts for everybody because regardless of the matter, we were all black and brown people. And no matter what colors we rep, we was under the Bang Bang Boogie. And that comes from the Sugar Hill Gang.
yes.
And Kumo D and them from the bar, the bang, boogie to the bang, to the bang. Remember that
Oh
shit?
yes,
So
yes,
that's where
yes.
that came from. Like that's why it was called Bang Bang Boogie because original Bronx rhythm. You know, that's where
So,
that from.
shout out to Staten Island in the building too. Seven
Oh, I love
Sin Film.
Staten
Yeah,
Island,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. Let me
Love
ask you
Staten
something
Island.
though, bro.
Yeah.
Pun got a block. Uh he has a
Mhm.
big pun plaza, but I feel like we
It's
got
an island. It's an island. It's like a you got to cross the street, to cross the street, to cross the street. It's like that one little island right there on the
yeah.
Grand Concourse.
But I feel
But
like
it's enough.
we got robbed because of the war that was going on between Joe, the family Cuban. We got robbed of a lot of big pun
Exactly.
memories. Because
Exactly.
we know Biggie Day, we know Pac Day, we know that, but we don't know nothing about pun.
Yo, bro, I used to call Hot 97 and flip on them like, yo, why y'all not playing Pundot today? Yo, why y'all not playing this shit?
Mm.
And then they used to play at me, and I used to call Enough a lot, and Angie sometimes. I had the hot number, and then all of a sudden, they changed numbers on the dude. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always, you know, I was like, yo, bro, like, because I feel the same way. I love Biggie, I love Pac, you know what I mean? But I'm like, yo, but Pun is at that level, all right? Whether you know people say, you know, top five, top three, top 10, bro, he
In the
belongs in the
conversation, it belonged in
conversation.
the
You know
conversation.
what I'm
Yes.
saying? He just belongs in the conf. You mention Pac, you're gonna mention Biggie and Pun. You mention Pun, you're gonna mention Pac and Biggie. You mentioned them. It's like it's all in the same circle with Nas and Wu and bro, because them dudes, Buster, they made a difference in the world at that time, dog.
And Liza ended up having to sell a lot of his stuff to make ends meet. Damn.
One time somebody broke in their house and stole their shit, stole a lot of Pun clothes. I went and got it back. I
Oh,
found a nigga who did it.
oh, that's that's real. So somebody actually went and stole Pun clothes and
Yeah,
all.
because remember when uh they were renovating Pun's house
Mm-hmm.
and then Pun was staying in a hotel when he died, but they had clothes in there. So guess when he died, like even Pun one time was living. You remember the OJ base right there on Leland?
No, hell no, I don't know.
You know where the old PCs used to be right there, Riddlers right here in the Bronx
I'm a
by
Brooklyn dude.
what's
I don't know shit about the Bronx.
okay.
Let me keep it
All
real
right,
with you. I'm
so you remember the old OJ bases, right? Pun had bought the OJ base, and Pun was living down in that basement. I went down there to see him before he moved to the hotel. He gave me his three dogs. He
mm,
had three little he had three dogs. They were like the gray color dogs,
mm-hmm.
and he gave them to me before he died. And then when
Mm.
he died, them dogs died.
That serious?
I had him. I had him in the yard with me. Yeah, I had him in the yard over here on 156 in St. Anne's with my brothers, and we would monitor the dogs every day because it was three. I couldn't keep them in my apartment,
Got
but
you.
I had a yard for them with a dog house. And when he died, I guess after a while they saw they I guess they didn't sense
They
him no
master,
more.
yeah, yeah.
And they died. They died.
Wow.
One, they were malnourished. They didn't want to eat no more, and they died. So
Mm. All right. So yo, Gilly,
sorry,
man.
sorry my shit is not electric. I ain't shitting on nobody, but niggas know my nigga.
No,
Like
no, you
I
listen,
mean, I ain't trying to shit on nobody. I'm just trying to tell the truth.
what you
And
did,
whatever the shoe fit, wear it, man. That's it. Bottom line, bro.
Gilly, is that you gave clarity, you gave shocking info from your point of view, because it's things that
Absolutely.
we didn't know. And it was so many factors in what made this thing successful, and everybody deserved to speak.
Yeah. But remember, when Terror Squad got a record deal as a whole, it was a $10 million record deal, bro. Sace ain't getting none of that money. Sace ain't getting none of that. Cuban baby got maybe they each got 20,000. They gave Cuban an NXX that belonged to somebody else. That I guess Joe had it, and the house Cuban already had credit. Had a wife at the time that had a great job, and he bought that house himself.
Well,
Ain't
Fat
nobody
Joe
buy
said he
from.
bought his house.
Nah, that's a lie, bro. I know that for a fact. Fat Joe ain't never bought that man the house. His wife at the time and himself, with his deal, his advance and her credit at the time, she's a hardworking lady, and that's how they got that house. And it was an old doctor's office on the back of Soundview, in the back
Mm.
Patterson.
So
So it
he
was a
didn't
big.
give. So he didn't give him 500,000 and buy him a house.
From where, bro?
That's what he said.
500? Nah, bro. Ain't nobody got no $500,000 in cash. Where? Where? Like nobody got that.
I don't know, man.
I'll tell you what I used to get from Flex. I used to get 2% of
Two.
$80,000 of 10% of $80,000. So 2% of 10% or 20% of $80,000. I used to get 2%. And then Pun would give me $100 a day. And then I'll go bust the motherfucking tickets out. I go sell
You gonna
20,
hustle
I go
this?
sell 20 tickets and 10 backstage passes at 500 a pop.
Mm,
So I'm coming. I'm coming up. I'm eating.
mm.
You
So
know,
where the
closed
10
mouth don't get fat.
where did 10 million go?
You would know better than I.
Oh shit.
I was not say it like that, dog. This is an intelligent conversation. Like you
Yes,
said,
yes.
shame my man. And niggas said, nah, dog, we ain't doing that over here, bro. Niggas is gentlemen over here. You know, the G stand for gentleman, not gangster over here. You
Mm.
know what I mean? A gentleman is a gangster. So,
So
um,
okay, so Gilly,
yeah.
give him the Instagram one more time.
It's pure Pure brand BRAND of brands BRANDS. You could
Pure.
just write that. There's underscores there, but if you just write it like that, it's gonna come up. I probably got like 3,000 followers. Nobody want to follow me, bro.
No, no,
And I
no.
gotta
We
listen.
got you. We gonna
Yeah,
get
yeah.
the. We gonna
No,
get
no,
them
I'm
hats.
good though, bro. Listen, man. I just, bro. Listen, I appreciate it, man. Bottom
No,
line, like,
I thank you. And like I said,
oh man, this was big.
this is for the love of truthfully, this for the love of Big Pun, right? And this is
And
also
Cuban.
Cuban. But this is what I really want from this. I really want y'all to just sit at the table one day and just say, "Yo,
Yeah, it was no,
fuck you,
you know
fuck you,
what,
fuck you," but let's fix this for Pun.
right, yo, bro. At the end of the day, bro. Like I say again, it, shit could have got dealt with a little differently. It wasn't nobody in the industry business. Like if I do that in front of, like if me and you was running, right? Let's say you Doggy Diamonds, I'm running with you. We popping, we make it to the big leagues. We in the biggest event ever, where every major label group is in there, and then you cold stove punch me in my face.
Mm.
You're gonna be like, everybody gonna be like, yo, what the fuck happened with Doggy and Gilly? Like, yo,
Yeah,
them
yeah,
niggas was
yeah,
just
yeah,
a
yeah.
week ago. You know what I mean? So that I think should have got dealt with on the block, and maybe we could have got rectified there because it was a business and we all were in business. Those were artists, and then maybe we could have stepped to the world like Pun said as a weapon. That was what Pun said with Nori on the song, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the five borough thoroughly stepping, let's step to the world and rip to whatever. He said that. Remember that shit?
Mm-hmm.
God, yada, da, da, da. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Where the five boroughs thoroughly repping, let's unite the city and step to the world as a weapon. Like, bro, he said it.
Mm,
Let's unite the city and step to the world as a weapon.
mm,
Like, you wasn't listening to Pun, you thought he was just fat and he just wanted to eat his life away. Nah, bro, that nigga had ideas, man.
mm. Nah,
Yeah,
we definitely love the music. All right,
yeah.
Gilly. So, man, I thank you for
Thank you.
being here. I'm going to, again, I'm going to make sure your Instagram is
It's
the
all
first.
good, bro. It's
Listen,
all good.
it's
They're
going to
gonna
be the
see it.
first pin comment, and they
Thank you.
definitely watch your followers go up. This
It's
audience,
okay.
bro. This audience is
Can I
magical.
tell you what I do now? Can I
Go
tell
ahead.
you what I do now for a
Tell me,
living?
no, tell me.
So I work for a cure violence program called Guns Down Life Up,
Love
and I
that.
deal with I work out of Lincoln Hospital, and I work with gunshot, assault, and stab victims, and I try to mediate beefs. So I'm a mediator. I'm a cure violence specialist, outreach worker, and I deal with gunshot and stabbing and assaults all day.
Reason why I know it's real because my man Kareem Johnson, who's always on here with me, he used to work there, but he used to be in Kings County. So you actually see the dudes come in with their head blown off, and you have to go
Oh,
tell the family your son didn't make it, right or wrong.
amen, amen,
Yes.
amen. And I gotta
So
tell the crew, please don't retaliate, or yeah, that's what I do now. So I love what I do. So like I don't, I and then I have a nephew that's a rapper as well too. You hear about it. You call me, I'll give you my number. We'll talk about him off this air.
what's his
Like I
name?
want you,
Let's put him out there.
Kid. Oh, his name is Kid Boo, the
Kid.
clone.
Okay. Kid Boo. Okay.
You ever heard of him? The clone. He said he was a clone. He used
Uh-uh.
to go out with Black China. That's my nephew, and I work his career right now on the low. I'm way behind his scene,
Well, it
but I
ain't on the low now. It's
no, of course not.
3,000
That's
people
why I
in
had
here
to
now.
hear him
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Kid Boo is my nephew that he claimed he was a clone, but he went through some shit, and I handle his career now.
Got
So
you.
I work behind the scenes. I have other artists, but my primary thing is saving lives every day.
And yo, thank you for your service for the community, man. That's the biggest
Yeah,
thing
man.
you could do. So Gilly, I'm gonna sign you out. I'm gonna get your math, and we're gonna build later on. Thank you, bro. Good seeing you.
It was excellent.
We
Thank you.
damn. I think I've known you for like 15 years or something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know you
yeah,
for a
you
little
know
minute.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you know me. You know me. I'm just humble and quiet. I just like to
Yo,
work, man.
yeah, yeah. That's all I do. So yes, thank you for coming through. I'll build with you
Uh,
later on. Peace, bro.
yes, sir, man. Peace and blessings to the family out there in the world. Y'all be good, man. Thank you so much, family.
All
Peace.
right, peace.
All
All
right, man.
right, y'all. So that was Gilly. I've known Gilly for a very long time. Uh 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 I've known Gilly for a very long time. I can't say that he's always had good energy with me. And my job, I don't dislike anybody. I'm not on anybody's side, but I'm on the side of truth, righteousness, and what I really do want, even for a situation like Junior Mafia, uh I rocked with Kim and I rocked with C. So I wasn't in the middle, but I never wanted to be on anybody's side. But I let C speak his speak before, and Kim spoke her speak before, and that's my immediate neighborhood. So I never chose a side with that. You can see Little Kim interview on here, and I asked Little Kim what it's going to take for her to get back with C's and them, and C spoke his piece before my camera. But one day, they sat down and put all their differences aside, and they did it for Big. So hopefully one day they could put all their differences to the side and do it for Pun. You know what I'm saying? And if Fat Joe ever wants to come talk to me on this platform, he can. He has his own platform, yes. But if he ever wants to come talk to me on this platform, he can. The door's open. I have nothing against Fat Joe. I have nothing against him. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So if Fat Joe ever wants to come on here, the invitation is open. I don't have no beef for him. But then again, like I said, you have a big voice, bro. You spoke your speak for years. Yes, they have said different things, but they don't have a platform like you do. You know what I'm saying? Gilly has never spoken. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I have on my show who the fuck I want on my show anyway. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But if you want to come here and talk, you can. You know what I'm saying? The door is always open. It is, you know. So I thank everybody for liking. I thank everybody for supporting. I thank y'all for being here. Almost 3,000 people in the room. Salute. Big Pun Plaza does exist. You go to the Bronx, make sure you go and you take a picture, you share it, you tag. Chris Rivers has music out there. Star Rios has glasses. The daughter Vanessa sings, and Liza Rios is in charge of the estate again. They have merch coming. You know what I'm saying? And again, if Fat Joe ever wants to come here, the door is open. Y'all tell him. He might say fuck me. He might not even like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in this for popularity. I'm in here to do my job that they all want to do now anyway. So you know, it is what it is. So yeah. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse. I'm not even trying to have any beef. And I respect Gilly because he did a whole interview and he didn't have to disrespect nobody. He just told his truth. And I'm not gonna interview Liza about none of this anymore because that woman has been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it is what it is. So y'all tell Fat Joe to come over here. You know what I'm saying? Again, you know, it is. Thank y'all for all the donations. Thank y'all for the Cash App. If you want to send the Cash App, $, Doggie Diamonds, just spelled just like that. Thanks to everybody who donated through Super Chat. Thank you for everybody who hit the like button. Yo, it is what it is, man. So with that, let's do some rest in peace. Rest in peace to P.O. Rest in peace to Flex. Rest in peace to Pun. Rest in peace to everybody who passed away, who got let's just try to put this for the love of Pun and for the love of the music and for the love of the hip hop. Let's just try to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my moderators. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell. If you haven't hit the like button, before you go, hit the like button. Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. And I thank y'all for all the love that y'all showed me over the time. I knew I was doing this interview too. And I respect the fact that I came on here and I went live maybe like 10 minutes and the notifications went out and y'all showed up for me, man. So, yo, it's always love, you know. And y'all know me, I'll be back tomorrow with some more fire. So, in the meantime, in between time, as I go, I like to tell y'all this. I need y'all to follow instructions. Shout out to Staten Island. Shout out to the Bronx. Shout out to Queens. Shout out to Manhattan. Shout out to Harlem. Shout out to we said Doggy and Sub-Zero need to squash our issues. Me and Sub-Zero talk. See, y'all gotta pay attention. I have no issues with no one. I have beef with no one. Beef can never be on this. This is not how we discuss beef. I've never discuss beef like this. Beef is outside. Beef is not on these cameras. You know what I'm saying? Beef is outside, and I know beef for real, for real. I got wounds, and I've gave wounds in real beef. You know, so this can never be beef, and anything could be squashed if we talk. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes even when you talk, we have to agree to, yo, we just can't fuck with each other no more. Shout out to all boroughs. Shout out to New York City. Shout out to the West Coast, the Gangster Chronicles, 100th episode. I'm on that. Shout out to Florida. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to the whole. Shout out to the East Coast, the West Coast, Midwest, the South, and Canada. Shout out to Canada, and shout out to London. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to London. Shout out to over there. And shout out to Canada. Can't forget my Canadian people. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to Canada. Yo, and another thing, man, if any Canada artists is out there popping, doing their thing, get at me, man. I want to talk to some Canadian artists, and I want to talk to some artists from the UK too, man, because y'all UK dudes, y'all sound and y'all flow got stole. So we got to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So I have no beef for no one. If you want promotion too, let me give y'all the information to do the promo. Hold on right here. Y'all can hit me up for promo. Where is it at? I'm trying to get out of here. Where is it at? You have it somewhere, bro. You have it somewhere. Oh, that's the social medias. Follow me on all social media. Where is this at? No, that's not it. Damn, I'm like all off point. I have the promo somewhere. That's the calling number because people start calling in, but we not doing that. Man, I don't know where it's at, but the promo, the promo is info@Doggie Diamonds TV. If you want your banner on the live streams, hit me up for that. If you want the promo that I do, you know, hit me up there. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for joining me. And for that, it's time for me to go. And I just need y'all to follow some very, 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 very simple instructions. Shout out to everybody who's on there doing their thing too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to every interviewer, every podcast, shout out to y'all, man. But yo, follow instructions, please. Make sure you click subscribe, youtube.com/Doggie Diamonds TV. Until next time, peace.